Well, yep. Aren't you glad we don't have to watch this team too much longer? I mean, we only have to watch this crappy offense play one more time. Um, it was not a fun watch. I don't know what to tell you. I may get a little riled up during this episode because this was a performance, especially one from Graham Harrell that was just freaking spot on for what he's been for this team and this program for the last 3 months. Not very good. Not very good. So we'll get into that after Purdue loses 23-15 at Northwestern. Not a fun watch. One of the uglier games that we've seen all season, and there have been some pretty damn ugly ones. Um, yep. But hey, thanks to our sponsor, BetOnline. The last of the major pro sports is off and rolling, and college basketball is ready to go as well. BetOnline remains your top spot for live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, NHL, UFC are all in full swing. BetOnline is your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, predictions, all that good stuff. All the hoops betting action that you can ever want, and that is really ramping up, especially with Thanksgiving week coming up. With every sport available at your fingertips with both desktop and mobile access at any time, BetOnline, head there today. And remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. This game started like some Purdue games have started, where they just don't look ready to play. And they go 3-and-out first drive. Oh, I forgot. Hudson Card was not available today. But Musa was back. He played today. Um, just not a good day for this offense. Even though they outgained and put up a lot of yards, but a lot of empty yards, empty calories there because they couldn't finish drives. They didn't finish drives. Mostly, I think in part to the play calling. Um, I get that you have to execute, and you have two quarterbacks that have very limited experience that you're trotting out there in Bennett Meredith and Ryan Brown, and they just didn't look ready offensively. The first three plays, they didn't know what they wanted to be, especially when you have your quarterback, your starting quarterback out. Okay, that's going to limit you in the passing game, probably with timing issues, the amount of the passing game that you want to use. So let's lean on the run game. You think? And it took Graham Harrell a couple drives to finally figure that the heck out. Um, let's lean on the rushing attack and let's do what we did to Minnesota, and they finally did. Because Ryan Brown rushed for 85 yards. Tyron Tracy had a heck of a day, over 160 yards and a touchdown. Devin Mockabee was, when he was in there, he was effective, over 4.5 yards per carry and a touchdown. And, kind of gave Purdue its last effort there to be able to, when they had the ball at last, that they were able to put a drive together after he scored the touchdown late in the fourth quarter on fourth down. But obviously, short yardage situations are the number one thing that everybody's going to point to today, and I'm going to point to them right here because that was just bleeping atrocious. Um, I I think he should be gone. Graham Harrell should be done. Um, Tweeted out a couple times that same sentiment during the game today, and it's just the situations that you put yourself in. Um, Throwing the ball at your own two late in the second half or late in the second quarter, excuse me, when all you have to do is just run out the clock. Run out the damn clock. I was worried because I was worried because they lined up in shotgun, and I'm thinking, oh boy, this is gonna be a tough run up the middle, um, because you're backed up at your own two, and you're in shotgun. So, and your offensive line has really struggled at times this year. And you thought, okay, it just takes one Northwestern backer to slip free, like they did many times in that first half, to stop you and get a safety. But oh, we're just gonna throw the ball, and Meredith is just gonna, or excuse me, Brown is just gonna throw it right to a Northwestern defender, and that's what he ended up doing on the final drive as well. Um, and the team just didn't look ready on the first drive defensively, and they played a whole lot better in the rest of the game. After the first drive, they gave up a couple big plays, and I think that's really what led to their downfall. Was just the couple of big plays that they did give up. One of the rushing plays on the outside, wide open, or Cam Porter, excuse me, going through the middle of the defense, just a wide open hole, and he's bursted right through it. Exactly what I told you he was capable of. As soon as he finds that crease, boom, he goes, and there was nobody around him to catch him. The one pass play where Zion stepped toe, we'll get to his performance in a minute, but he was sent on a QB blitz off the edge. Not a great time to send a blitz, in my opinion, um, because you were getting to after the quarterback, regardless of sending a whole lot of blitzes, just because Northwestern's offensive line is not very good. I think you had 5 sacks in the first half. You might have finished with 6. Didn't get a whole lot of pressure in that second half. I think Northwestern was really just trying to sit on the ball, really, or they were getting the ball out faster in the second half. There wasn't a whole lot of pressure in that second half compared to what they were doing in the first half. But the biggest thing is the offense. You score 15 points. You score under 20 points for, I think, like the 5th or 6th time this year. So you have Iowa game, Nebraska, Ohio State, Michigan, in this game. Yeah, you score under 20 points for the fifth time this year. When you come in as a offensive coordinator that is going to supposedly going to kind of keep what this program has been about for the last decade or so, run a high flying offense, and I get it. You're banged up on the offensive line. You're banged up at quarterback right now. You're banged up at receiver all season long. Still, there's just nothing that excuses the play calling at certain times, especially short yardage situations. What are you, the Penn State offense, who just fired their offensive coordinator for running up the ball up the middle a bajillion times? I mean, everybody knows it's coming. They finally got, somewhat creative with the second touchdown late in the fourth quarter when they finally got down there. Um, and I don't know if Tracy is at 100% because he bursted through and looked like he was going to take off for a big gain, and then he kind of looked like he was like just trying, efforting to get there, like it was like he tweaked something. I just feel like he didn't really have all of his legs underneath him to finish off that run because he's a converted wide receiver. He's got speed. He should just be about as fast as anybody on that field and be able to get away from him. So it still takes till fourth freaking down to finally get a play on the edge, and Maccabee gets it in the end zone barely. It didn't look like he was going to get in there, but he was able to weasel his way in there. Then they run a similar play, but just had the reverse off of that with Deion Burks, and he was able to get to the corner for the 2-point conversion to allow Purdue to stay in this game. But I just, other than that, there was nothing overly impressive with the game plan today, where they probably should have been running the ball more. And I know you're saying, hey, they rushed the ball for over 300 yards. What do you want them to do? I want them to rush it for freaking 500 today. Don't let Ryan Brown throw the ball at all. You saw what he needed to do in pressure situations. Other than little short dump down passes and him trying to fit it in tight windows, he's just not there yet. He looks like he could be, a productive quarterback eventually, but not right now. He's got legs. Obviously, he ran for 85 yards today. Made some good decisions with his legs. Made some good runs when he was capable of, or had a hole, or anything like that. But he's not there the passing game yet, and I get it. But still, run the ball down their throat. You had success all day. But then when you get down into inside the 15 where you turn the ball over twice on downs, I mean, obviously, and then you had the missed field goal today. Special teams, F, atrocious, gross. This whole unit needs to be overhauled. Another special teams coach that they could be fired as well. Get them out of here. Replace everybody. I mean, that was just horrible. Punting was not good. Punt return was not good. Kickoffs, I mean, whatever. It was just nothing was great today on the special teams. The only thing that impressed me throughout the day was the front seven of this defense that we've watched be pretty solid all season long. Give them credit. Um, Dylan Thieneman made a nice play, but he was the one that got burned and couldn't make the tackle. Um, and Cam Johnson sprinted off for a touchdown. Zion Septo, I get it. He's being put in a unfortunate situation. I just think the team, the coaching staff was tired with Botros and I get it. You're putting in a converted wide receiver into that position, and he's going to struggle. And Northwestern targeted him all day, early on for a couple of big plays, and it felt like he was just a step behind out there. And with experience, he could be good, solid. I don't at this point right now. I think it's too early to judge. Is he a bust? Is he not capable of the position? I don't know. It was his first like real. I think he's been out there a couple of other times, but nothing like significant action like he saw today. And with a full off season, actually playing the position, he could help out this secondary. I think. I just think he's a decent enough athlete. It seemed like he was willing out there to get after it when he needed to make a tackle or something. But I just can't shake watching this offense again. Um, and I'm recording this um, right after the game, like triple zeros. I pretty much hit record 15 minutes later, so I don't know what IU did at the moment against Michigan State. I could look it up honestly right now. They lost, so you have a pair of 3-win teams going into the bucket game, and Purdue needs it. Both teams need it, and I don't have a whole lot of confidence in picking this game. It depends on if Hudson Card is back. I'm probably gonna err on the side that he's not, but we'll need to look out for that and see what Coach Walter says after the game today. What he says on Monday. Um, but changes need to be made, guys. I mean, that's evident. Um, and that's the thing with first year head coaches. You know, changes are going to be made. Maybe some significant more than others after a disappointing season like this. Obviously, some things have to change staff wise. Maybe how you do things. I mean, I think that's what a lot of first year coaches do. Um, I still think you need to give him time. There's no um, there's just no way about it. I mean, you got to give credit to Northwestern. I mean, two first year head coaches, but I think I don't. Obviously, you would if you're doing a hierarchy of power rankings for head coaches in the Big Ten. Walters is dang near to the bottom. He might be at the bottom after um, Braun winning today, and you just see where these guys are taking their programs respectively, and I will see what Northwestern does. They're not recruiting at the level that Purdue is, and I don't think they ever will. But you just got to hope that with a good ranked in the top 30, I think when the last time I looked, and it's been about a week or so, they were like 29th in the country in the 2024 class, with hopefully a lot of healthy guys coming back, that you are able to, have some decent backups. A lot of these young guys are playing now so that next year that they are playing at a higher level, more consistent level, because they are not right now, not at a consistent level whatsoever. Um, just the pieces are, I think they have a lot of pieces on defense. Not having Nick Scorton today, I think, made a difference. I don't know how much, but because I thought this front seven was still pretty darn solid. We didn't see Jenkins, I think, make a ton of plays. Karloftis played one of his better games, I believe. I have to go back and check. I know he made a couple of big tackles, but obviously seeing him in um, pass coverage or fill in the gaps, I mean, that's going to take another look at. But he made some plays out there today. So I just think that changes are going to come. We just have to get through this one more week, with two programs that are going to be fighting. I mean, Purdue fans, I think I told you at the beginning of the year that this game could decide Tom Allen's fate, and I think it might. I really do. If IU comes to West Lafayette and loses, I think Tom Allen might be done, and that's something that you can rally behind as a fan base, isn't it? I think so, because it's just not been a fun watch. Saturday was not a fun watch. Man, I it would excite me just a little bit. Something to talk about as well on the preview show next week, if Graham Harrell is let go. But I don't know if they're necessarily going to do that. Um, I think it needs to happen though, just with some of the decision making and some of the key moments, short yardage situations, when you're backed up, with 20 seconds left to go in the first half. Just, just, just not good. Not good at all. So, and Purdue just anytime you thought, okay, maybe the momentum is swinging towards Purdue, they're running the ball really well. They're just giving this game on a silver platter to Northwestern. The muffed punt by Sheffield, just giving them the game, giving it to them with all the turnovers. And when it was 23-7, when Northwestern, you had to think there's a very slim chance that Purdue comes back and wins this game or ties it up and sends it to overtime, because with your backup quarterbacks, you knew they weren't going to throw. They needed to throw, and throwing was not the strong suit today at all. So I do have an announcement. We are working on a collab show for the preview with our IU show, Hoosier Tailgate Show, with the coach Shannon Griffith. So look out for that on Thanksgiving. We're going to try to record sometime earlier in the week and then still release it on our Thursday normal time. So we'll look forward to that you guys can enjoy that and kind of get a little perspective on IU. I'll bring my perspective from watching Purdue all year. Shannon is great. He coached at the Division III level, at a local school here near where I am. So he's got tons of football experience. He's done a great job with the IU show. And watching that, he does a lot of live stuff as well. If you want to check him out, if you're interested, I don't know if a lot of Purdue fans are interested, but I'm excited to talk with Shannon about this game this week, the bucket game, with some things on the line, especially for IU, and some things to play for on the Purdue side as well. So until then, until Thursday, Thanksgiving, I hope you guys have a great start to your Thanksgiving week. Hope you travel safe. Hope you eat well. I know I will. With some family coming in, and visiting family, it's one of my favorite times of the year. Just being around family and just getting to spend some time with them. So I appreciate you guys listening in. Make sure you guys subscribe. Follow me on social media if you would like. But until next time, until the preview show before the IU game, This has been another edition of the Behind the Rails of Purdue Football podcast on the Believe Network, presented by Bet Online. See you guys on Thursday.